Non-Euclidean Geometry by Roberto Bonola. Chapter 1. The Attempts to Prove Euclid's Parallel Postulate. Section 1. The Greek Geometers and the Parallel Postulate. Euclid. Section 1. Euclid, circa 330 to 275 BC, calls two straight lines parallel when they are in the same plane and being produced indefinitely in both directions do not meet one another in either direction. Definition 23. He proves that two straight lines are parallel when they form with one of their transversals equal interior alternate angles, or equal corresponding angles, or interior angles on the same side, which are supplementary. To prove the converse of these propositions, he makes use of the following postulate. 5. If a straight line falling on two straight lines makes the interior angles on the same side less than two right angles, the two straight lines, if produced indefinitely, meet on that side on which are the angles less than the two right angles. The Euclidean theory of parallels is then completed by the following theorems. Straight lines, which are parallel to the same straight line, are parallel to each other. Book 1, Proposition 30. Through a given point, one and only one straight line can be drawn which will be parallel to a given straight line. Book 1, Proposition 31. The straight lines joining the extremities of two equal and parallel straight lines are equal and parallel. Book 1, Proposition 33. From the last theorem, it can be shown that two parallel straight lines are equidistant from each other. Among the most noteworthy consequences of the Euclidean theory are the well-known theorem on the sum of the angles of a triangle and the properties of similar figures. Footnote 1. With regard to Euclid's text, references are made to the critical edition of J. L. Heiberg, Leipzig, Teubner, 1883. The words of this definition, 23, and of postulate 5 below, are taken from Heath's translation of Heiberg's text, Cambridge University Press, 1908. Non-Euclidean Geometry, a critical and historical study of its development. This book was written by Roberto Bonola, professor in the University of Pavia. Introduction by Federico Enriquez, professor in the University of Bologna. Translated by H. S. Carslaw, professor in the University of Sydney, New South Wales. It was published by the Open Court Publishing Company, Chicago, 1912, and is now in the public domain. Read by Jim Renholt, with programming and illustrations by Jim Renholt, 2019. Thank you for listening.